business, and we'll just continue this mic check for about 10 more seconds here.
Okay, so pretty much, look, you know what? I was supposed to get on a few months now from last year. Didn't get the chance, but yeah, my business is Huds Tiling, and it's I named it from, I didn't want to go Hudson Tiles or it just didn't match, so I just came up with the name Huds Styling, the shortening of Hudson, so Huds Styling, and I've because I worked for a company for 17 years and I left that company and just no plan, just set up my own business within months, and that's the name I went for. And yeah, ever since, I like the name. It's something that I think is a bit different, but I kind of like it.
Yeah,
It's different. Different is good sometimes.
Yeah, no, I'm digging the name, and I'm digging your new logo. You came out with that logo. How show everybody your hat there.
Yeah, so this one, so pretty much this one, the new font for the merchandise. So what I've done is I've kept this one for, don't know if anyone knows, but I'm doing like we started to do merchandise, so we're selling our own like we're doing hats and hoodies, but there's loads more things in the pipeline. Look, a lot more things in the pipeline, which is gonna be amazing. But before we wanted to set it up with the simplest things, which is like a thing art, and because what we want to do with tiling, and this is my ultimate goal, is to turn tiling in a brand, and I think we can do it if we all come together. We could turn tiling in a brand where I'm wearing a next tiling guy shirt, even going outside, and people see, oh yeah, I like that shirt. You know what? Yeah, you could get it here or there, but that's where I want to turn it, because I think that we have something that, I tell you, I always say, I feel like what we do is spectacular. Just manage, you have a blank canvas, and within a couple of weeks you turn it in that beautiful thing. Is like, for me, is it's something that people don't see, that what, we can turn this in something magical. So my whole thing is trying to turn this thing into a brand. So that's why I started to do the merchandise. We're going to start doing, actually, Luke, some which I'm really, really interested to do, and I can't wait to get it going, is we're trying to do some combo. So what we want to do is work on t-shirts or hats with other tilers, and we will have it on our own website, and we will you know get people to try and buy it, so we could do 10, 20 tilers, so we could all try to turn this thing into a brand that people would want to wear your shirt, or and that's what I want to try and do. So
Yeah.
it's big on my agenda, and it's something I'm really pushing towards, so that's why you see this new fund. So
Yeah, for sure, man. And someone from the Facebook group, George Martinez, just said that you're a visionary. You've got the vision, and so what I'm hearing from you is when you say we want to turn tiling into a brand, you're talking about everybody, encompasses all the tile contractors, right? You want tile to be like legendary, so that people can spot a tiler and be like, wow, look at that guy, right? Is that what you're saying?
100%, 100%. Look, that's what we want to do. So, all right. Believe it or not, I don't like to talk about it, but for me in the UK, it's grown a lot. Where I could be driving, I could be walking on the road now, and people know me from my videos. Yesterday, I went to price a job, went in with a client, and the security guard was saying to I know this guy. I was like, "Well, you know me from?" "Well, I don't know you. I know you. I see your videos on Instagram." And that's how I could pull up to a petrol station anywhere I pull up now. There's always one or two person that knows me just from Instagram, and there's a lot more other guys that people know as well. But we can all, if we work together and push each other together, and on this platform, Facebook, Instagram, any social media platform, we can do it, and I'm really, really pushing towards it, because I know that it will be good for tiling. Because the main thing is, I love tiling. I love what I do. I've never done a next trade. I love tiling, and I want to see the best for tiling. So imagine, look, if you have something that's a brand, right? Kids like that. Kids would want to get into it. It looks exciting because the biggest problem we have these days, we don't have enough kids coming into trade.
Amen.
Oh, how can we make it exciting for them? Like, how can we make it, they look on it and say, you know what? I want to be like Carl. I want to be like Tile Freak. I want to be.
Yeah.
This is where we can take it. So they look up to us. They want to be us. We could guide them into the trade and try to nurture them. And that's what we can do if we turn this thing in a brand. Because when we used to grow up, you used to see a lot of programs on television where it's trade related. You're not seeing that now. So the kids them have nothing to watch to try to encourage them to get into what we're doing. So my ultimate goal is trying to help that, and have the platform. We have a few followers and people like what we're doing. So why not try to take it to a next level, turn it into a brand, and encourage kids to come into it, and that's where we're trying to head with it. Yeah.
I love it, man. I
100%.
love it. And everything you're talking about, I believe in. And you're speaking about a lot of things that resonate with a lot of Tylers right now, because we are very connected on Instagram, Facebook, and now it's a lot of kids, I'm saying kids, but I'm saying, people are on TikTok now. And I want to get into all this, I want to get into this more and kind of keep talking about this subject right now. But let's back up a minute, because we were running some mic checks and stuff. And why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself, your name, and where you're tiling today, and where you learned the tile trade. Kind of give us the overview of who Ken is. And you said something I love and I really appreciate, and it's the same for me. Although I've dabbled in a couple trades, for the last 20 years, tile has been the number one trade. I've never done, flooring. I've never done, any of this other stuff. I've never done carpet. I've never done stuff, because once I landed with ceramic tile and kind of found a passion for it, I never had to.
And it's hard to go to nothing else. After you fall in love with tiling, it's hard to do anything else.
Exactly. So why don't you tell the audience, like, kind of your history with tile, when you got started, where that was, and where you're at today?
So pretty much, I started back home in Jamaica. My dad was a tiler. He was a great tiler. Not because he's my dad, but he has one of the best highs in the business before he passed away. But he knows his stuff, and I think I've got a lot from him, because stuff that he did years ago, I see myself doing it, and I was like, oh, where'd that come from? But it's just natural because it came from him. But I started back home in Jamaica. We used to go to Grand Cayman to work, which was a good learning curve, because we do a lot of iron stuff in Jamaica, but I think Cayman, the level is a bit higher. So I've learned from some really, really good tilers. There was an ex-tiler that taught my dad in Cayman. I went and I worked with him as well there, and I was like, and that's where I think I got the passion for it, because it was just something that when you see these guys start to take up measurement, and you reach down there as a full tile, you're wondering, how is that magic? How does that work? And it's like I wanna, and then that's where I push myself. I'll give you a quick story, right? So when I used to learn, so I used to do the trade, but I was a laborer, like mixing up adhesive and stuff like that, and my other two brothers are tilers as well. So they are a bit older than me, so they started before me. So I was the young one that everyone, so I was like this. So I said, okay, then I wanted to go to Cayman to work, because you get better money there, right? So what I did, right, I wasn't tiling then. I wasn't tiling then, right?
Yeah.
But I said when I got to Cayman, I tell a little fib, says to my brother, you know what though? I'm a tile in Jamaica, man. I'm doing big tiling in Jamaica. That time I'm not tiling. But I wanted to start to tile, And the first job he gave me, the first job he gave me was in a closet. And I started to tile away, right? And when I done it the wrong way. So when I came around and come to the door, it matches. It did not match up. It's like, and he went mental on me. I've never, and I'm telling you, this is over 25 years or something. I never, ever, ever forgot. That is just, and he's like, he went at me. Oh, you're not a Tyler. You're not a Tyler. So I had to take a step back and I was trying to push too fast, and then but then I started to do little bits, and then then by the time I went back to Jamaica on that trip, I was a Tyler,
Nice.
and I went with my tools.
Yeah.
I bought my tools, I bought everything. When my dad saw me, my dad was like, "Whoa," and he was so proud
How
because
many
that.
years?
Eh?
How many years were
How
you
many years?
in Cayman?
I was there for I think 18 months. No, 8 months I was there for.
Okay.
8 months.
Okay.
And by then, because of the basic idea, but when I left there, I was a Tyler. So when I get back to Jamaica now, I said to my dad, I'm a Tyler now, and I brought all my tools, and he was well proud of me, like, and he started to give me my own projects. And then I went back to Cayman, and that was about when I was 18 or 19, very young. And when I came back, I bought my own, we bought our own car, me and my brother. And then now I've been getting my own work, driving around the Highlands and stuff like that. So when I even did a job that came in a magazine, like I was doing really, really good at a young age, about 20 something, I was doing like really good stuff. And then I came to England for how many years ago? Probably 20 years ago, something like that. I can't remember. But ever since I've been there, and I wasn't tiling at the time, and luckily I've met a Tyler, and I started to work for him. Then I met a company, and that's the company I've been with for almost 15, 16 years. We done a lot of massive jobs together, and I was even on the cards with them. So yeah, I've been with that company for years and years and years, and then just got fed up, got tired of like little things I just did not like. I like to work a particular way.
Yeah.
And the particular way I like to work is, I like to try to do my job the best I can and the right way. And then when you start to cut corners to make a little bit more money,
Oh,
that will only affect your business in the end. But not only your business, it affected me because I like doing things the right way. So even although it's not my business, it's not my company, it still affected me because, I always have the mindset, and my dad always instilled that in me, always do the right thing. So I just got fed up. As I said, we left and came up with Huds Tiling, and yeah, it. I tell myself when I left, I actually told myself, look, I wasn't gonna try to get none of their contacts, and so I started from scratch. I said I don't want to. I'm not gonna work with no one for them. I'm not gonna try. So I had to start back from scratch, like from right back, and luckily, I had like two good tilers that didn't want to come in London to work, so they gave me that contact.
nice.
So I got that contact, and then then I got the next couple of big contacts and stuff like that because I didn't have a lot of contacts because I was working for that company for I'd say probably, as I said, 18 years or I can't remember, loads, 16, 15 years, something like that. I've been working for them. So I didn't get the chance to get any contacts because everything was through them. So I
Oh,
had to start back from scratch when I left. So, and then we were getting some decent jobs and, more commercial stuff. And one day, Robin Style, I brought him, he's working with me at the moment. He was working with me. Um, and he said to me, why not set up Instagram? And
yeah.
I had Instagram on my private page, and I was like, set up a company Instagram. And I said, okay. I weren't like, I wasn't sure. Then he said he actually set it up and the password and everything. I said, okay, then all right, then no problem. All right, let's just do it then. And then I started to do little videos. I just started to do pictures. But then I realized there's no one doing the videos. I'm like, you know what, though, we need to do some videos. And then that's when we started to do loads of videos and put music on it, and just grew from that. You know, we got some videos that went really semi-viral, if you want to call it. So it gave us a lot of following, and it grew from there. And the old company, as this is what I said to guys, it's good to do Instagram. As the company grew, or we grew on Instagram, the company grew as well, because then it gave us the opportunity to work with people that we wanted to work with, our jobs that we want to do. We could pick and choose the jobs that we wanted, because probably I'd say 80% of our referrals now are from Instagram, which is good. So I just get the chance to pick the ones that I want. I work with 5 contractors, which do work with the same levels, and that's it. And then the other ones are just other customer that want their work. They've seen us on Instagram and they want us to do their work. So that's what we've been doing. So yeah, we're in a good situation at the moment where we're busy, but it's still hard work to try and, tiling already is you could plan for today and then tomorrow is a total different thing. So but the main thing is having work and having the guys then that could push with you. We're not a big company. We only have a few guys, and kind of want to keep it there in a sense, look, because sometimes the bigger you go, I probably could do with 2 other guys, but sometimes the bigger you go, the less quality, and I'd rather to do less work with good quality than more work with less quality. That's just me, as I said from day one. I like doing stuff the right way. So if I can push and do more and get good tilers, then I'll go. But if I can't do it, I'd rather to do a little bit, and I'm happy with that, and just keep it ticking over. So
that
so that's
makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
That's what a lot of guys do, stay small, keep the quality up, control it, what and thank you for sharing that history. That was good stuff. I appreciate that. We're getting some good feedback from the Facebook group on that. People are enjoying hearing that, and I want to tell everybody in Facebook, if you have a question for Ken, throw that up in the chat box, and I'll make sure to relay that to Ken here. Let's unpack this Instagram story a little bit more, because you didn't want to get on Instagram, and here we are. What are we talking? 5, 6, 10 years? How many years has it been since you were on Instagram?
I think it's 4 years now. So it's gone 4 years.
So 4 short years, and you've got over 100,000 followers on Instagram, and really making an impact there. And like you're saying, people are recognizing you on the street. And I think how else has your Instagram account affected your business? You talk about hiring people. Are you getting people coming to you because they found you on Instagram and they want to work with you?
Yeah, we get a lot of call from, so pretty much Instagram is something, as I said, you make a video, and we got a video the other day that went over almost 1.2 million people watch that video.
Wow.
And that's massive. To have 1.2 million people watching your video, you're going to get a lot from it. So we got Hollywood stars reaching out to us to come to LA to do work for them.
Yeah.
We get a lot of a lot of top people reaching out to us, want to work with us because they've somehow seen the video somewhere. But as I said, we try to do. I do a lot of videos on it, so I specialize in videos. But because people see that, tilers see, some tilers want to come on board. A few reach out to us, which we want to try, because we want to do a bit more networking. Because with everything, I don't want to go too deep in it. With everything that was happening with COVID-19 at the moment, we are trying to. We know that there's a few tilers that probably not in the same position that we are, because as I said, since I came on Instagram and I really get to like it. Look, I said to myself, you know what? I had a vision, and the vision was, why not, instead of me driving around and giving out my cards or trying to get contacts, why not use this platform to gain as much work as possible? How can I do that? only way I could do it is by constantly posting, putting myself out there. And sometimes I make a fool of myself, but that's just me. I don't care. But I just want to have fun on it. Meanwhile, showing my work.
Yeah.
And that's the good feeling I get from it. So clients love it, because when you're doing the work and you're showing it and people is liking it, so that's the next thumbs up. So if they follow you, you do their work, they're watching people. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It's good, and they show their friends, and that's where it grows. You know, they show their friend and their friend and the family. Oh, he's doing my work, and look, that person like it. He gets 100 likes, or so it helps that way. So this is why we trying to use Instagram now to do as much. I don't do much on Facebook. I don't do much on other platforms, but I find that um, what we're doing on Instagram now is working. And what we want to do, as I said to you earlier, we want to share that. So if we could start to do have some collab coming up, not only in merchandise, but would work with other tilers as well, which I really like their work. They really do good stuff. So we have a few guys we're planning to start doing some work with, and I think it's important we can, work as a team, because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, in the next couple of months, I could start I do a lot of that anyways, but I could start recommending other tilers. If I can't do something, I'm too
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah.
I'm sure this person can do it, and I recommend that person. So that's what I want to start to use Instagram to do as well. Oh, you want that job? Okay, we have a decent tiler. You can do it. So that's where we're going with it. And as I said, it's all about putting yourself out there. What I find with a lot of tilers, and I keep saying to them, or any tilers on Instagram, they make one post every 2 weeks, and they expect that you can't grow from that. The more posts you make,
Yeah.
the more you will grow, the more your page grow. And that's what grow our page. We have like over 3,000 posts,
Yeah.
because I'll tell you this, right, Luke, when we were doing it first, everyone used to say to me, like, even some of the guys in that work for me, like Ken, we do a lot, because we do a lot of content, and sometimes it can really slow you down at work. But between me and you, and I said this to them, you see, Instagram for me, it's an next job.
Yeah.
If you don't have that mindset, then that's, as a Tyler that's on it, and you're just showing your work. You have a massive clientele, clients already, so you don't have to. Then it's fine. But if you want to get work from it, or you want to pick and choose the jobs that you do, take it as a job. So I'll have fun with it.
Yeah.
I'll come in, I'll make content. I spend a lot of time on it,
Yeah.
because I find this is how I do my networking. I don't have to go out there anymore to give my cards out or see a person building somewhere. I don't have to,
Yeah.
because I do the videos, I do the content. People watch it, people like it, then they reach out to you. So
Yeah.
you don't have to go out there anymore. So that's so. And then you're making content and you're enjoying what you're doing. It's easier than me walking around and giving 100 cards to everyone. You see
Yeah.
what I mean? I can't tell me last I give up one card, Luke. I haven't given out a card for the longest while, because I don't need to. Because every day or every other day, I could tell you, every other day I get a ring.
Wow.
Oh, can you do this job? Can you do that job? Every other day I get and then,
And
as I said,
and are you finding that these people are calling you? I mean, your personality is on your videos. It's loud,
yeah,
it's happy. It's you don't hold back. So when these people call you, are you finding they're already talking to you as a friend and as somebody who they're going to hire? I mean, it's not. Is it a question? Do you have to give estimates? What are you doing on the
yeah.
business end?
I still give estimate, but they want to buy me chicken wings. They always talk about my chicken wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, no worry. But it's almost a done deal.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's they see what I do, so they kind of know I'm not the most expensive tile. It might look that way, but I don't think I will ever get rich from tiling, because I don't know. Probably this is not a good thing to say business wise, but I care probably I care a lot for my clients, and I wouldn't take them for a ride. So sometimes you could get like, you could do a job and you could price it for that because you think that person. A lot of people do that. They price a job because they think that person has money, or they could afford it. I don't do that. My rate is just a standard rate. And
Yeah.
if you're a person that you reach out to me and you've been like messed about by an ex bill or someone, if I can take something off and still make a profit, I'll try to help you. Anyone can take you. Sometimes I'll be on my phone like for like half an hour just talking to a client that reached out to me on Instagram. If they probably ring me, or can I get your number? I need to ask you something, and I will talk them through their job. I'm not getting the job, but they live miles away, and I'll say to them, let them do this and let them do that, and because as I said, I love tiling. I'm doing this not only I'm doing it for tiling because I want people to look at tiling, as something, this great trade. And I think back in the days it was. When people hear that you're a tiler, people look up to you, and I think it's dropped at the moment. It's the value of it isn't where it was. Like, there is no respect. You see 10 trades on each other before Tyler roll in, and the whole places and
Yeah.
that's where it was when I used to do it. But I could see, like builders or other countries, oh, we could do it. Tiling is easy,
Yeah.
and they will do it themselves, and it lasts for 2 months. It's
Yeah.
failed.
Yeah.
So, any advice I can pass on to anyone, I try my best to do it. It doesn't matter if I'm going to get the job or not. If it's just advice, I'm probably, if it's over the phone, I'm not going to drive out to give to say this, but I could talk you through the job.
Yeah.
And I've even got guys that rang me up because I had my phone number. I had to take it off Instagram. It was too much, and it
Yeah.
was ringing me constant. And
Yeah.
guy rang me, oh, could you tell my Tyler how to do this? And I was like, don't do that. The guy rang me, the client rang me to speak to me and tell me if I could tell his Tyler how to do that. And I was like, don't do that. And before I said anything, the Tyler was on the phone with me, and I was like, how do I
Yeah.
navigate around this though? Because it just feels, I don't want to tell him, he was. I was like, oh, okay, all right. And I said to him, okay, do this, do that. In the end, I spoke to him and I've got it sorted out for him, and I was like, okay, then. But
Yeah. That's
it
funny.
was
Yeah.
funny though.
Hey,
It
hey,
was
can you
funny.
help? Can you help my Tyler do this right?
Yeah, it was
Correct
so
way?
funny. The guy rang me up to help his style. I was like, oh my god.
Let's jump back a couple minutes here. Let me try to quote what you said, and then I'll throw something out there, and I'd like to see your reaction and see what you have to talk about. A couple of things here. You said, your prices aren't, you're never going to get rich doing this, which, breaks my heart. Personally, it does. And then you said, you don't want to be, kind of taking your clients for a ride, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I understand both those mentalities, because both those mentalities are something that I also struggle with, both understanding or having, trouble thinking that I can't charge enough, or that I'll never make a real business, never make a rich. But you also said, because you love your clients and you love tile and you want to do the best for your clients, right? So I'll throw one thought out here. We can't do good for our clients if there's no money. If we're always running to the next job, because we think we're running short on money, or we underbid it or whatever. So I do want to just clarify, and I think you understand that, but I also want to say that for everybody listening and watching is like, part of taking care of your clients and the communities at large and your crew and your guys is charging enough so that you can actually put that extra effort into it and put that, 110% into the job, and then pay your guys well. It's good for the communities we live at. Wouldn't you agree on that?
Yeah. So let me clarify a bit more on that. So when I said that I won't get rich from tiling, it's okay. Let me break it down. The only way I can probably be, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, I put myself in a good position. But
sure.
if I want to say like rich, I would go on, from tiling. I could go and buy a Ferrari next week. I it's not many tile guys you do that unless you have at least 20, 30, 40 tile guys working for you.
Yeah.
You have to be that stage. But for me at the moment, I'm not at that stage. We have 4 of us that work. So for me, I'm in a comfortable place where I charge my clients a comfortable rate, which I could still pay my guys, because I pay my guys good. I made a thing about Friday Reason. My Friday Reason, I made a video about that, which I'm posting tomorrow. But I pay my guys good. One of the guys, Wayne, is with me for 18 years. So never left, always with me. Timo started probably 3 years now. Nice. Mark left because he wanted to go stay near to his home. But you could ask any one of them. I paid them well. So I charge I still earn decent enough money. But if I see someone that, and I think this is where we call this, back home in Jamaica, we call this blessing. So if I see someone that needs a bit of help, and I can still make good money, but I could still say I could charge that person £5 per meter less.
Yeah.
And I'll make that up on time. I'm not saying I'm going to do it free for them, but I'll just charge that person a bit, because I could see that person as a client is going through a little tricky situation. And I feel like when you do that sometimes, not every time, because you don't want to underbid yourself. It's just some clients, like you get probably 2 or 3 clients a year where you're thinking, you know what, though, I want to take care of that person.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you a next story why I say that. And this is one of the job them let me start to think that way. There was a lady, right? And even now it's such a sad story. So she done a lot of work on her house, and she got taken for a ride from her builder, and it was look, honestly, it just warmed my heart to know what people do. And she was there, and in a period of time, I think her mom passed away, so she was going through this horrible time, and she got my number, and she's like, she can't get these guys to do the tiling. I think they started already, and they had to rip down everything, so she wasted a lot of money there. And I was like, you know what? And she was going through, we weren't a sad story. And when I've done her work for her, right, and I've done a really, and I think it was one of the best job I ever done. Like, I just tiled my heart out for her. And you know, I still make a decent enough money from the job, and I still gave her something from it. And you know, the lady cried when she saw the job.
Wow.
She came in, she cried tears when she saw the bathroom. That for me, I'll never forget that. Never ever forget that. And that for me, I think, is those are the blessings now. That's you know, I'm booked out already for the whole of this year through Corona. I'm booked out most of next year already.
Wow.
You see, so I'm taking the odd jobs I want to take now, but the amount of work we have already lined up for next year is just on blessings, you know.
And that's really what it's all about. And that is also one of the blessings and the reasons for running a profitable business is so you can give back when you see fit. I mean, you're the business owner.
Exactly.
Do it. You know,
exactly.
You understand that it's more than about profit on every job, but there's people out there, and I'm sure I know you work for a lot of wealthy people, and look, it's their joy and their blessing to spend their money. And then what goes around comes around, and like, you know, you're giving back, they're spending it the way they want on something, you know, that they want. And it's a beautiful thing. And I love that story. Thanks for sharing.
No, 100%. As we said, like, we have clients that, as we said, we have loads of company over here that I'd say charges, I'd say, loads more than what I charge, but the quality isn't the same. But I still charge a reasonable. I'm still at a tapping at certain tilers, if you see what I mean. Because you have some companies, the money they charge is unbelievable, and the quality is really, really poor. But really poor. But sometimes it's about the name, because some company has the name, they have the reputation,
Yeah.
so people will pay for that. So when someone like, like say me coming in and they don't know from Instagram, and I'm going to tell them a price that's almost the same as that company with a reputation, then you will never win. But because of Instagram now, I could generally say I have, I'm comfortable at the price I'm at now, because people,
Yeah.
and I still think I could go a bit more, but I could still pay my guy good. I'm earning a bit. I'm still earning a good money.
Yeah.
So I'm happy. I'm in a good situation.
Kind of interesting to book yourself out like 18 months, 12 months, 18 months. Are you giving flexible bids? Because I mean, as we see with the current situation, like the economy could look entirely different
Yeah.
in June 2021. And how does that work when you get so far
I
out?
never I never give a price
Perfect.
beyond 2 months.
2 months. Perfect.
I never give a price beyond 2 months.
Nice.
When we are booked up for next year is contractors that I work for,
Yeah.
which I give them my price. There is no can you do it for that? Is sealed. But I know that they have that project coming up. So they will tell me what project they have. So I know that there's a few guys that have a lot of projects that coming up next year that we are going to do. But we haven't priced it, but it's booked in already.
Mm.
So they're not say booked it on paper, but they just said that the project is there to be done. And these guys we work with them. So we know that the project is ours. Money isn't an issue. So when the time comes, then when it's nearer to the time, 3 months to the time, 2 months to the time, I give them a price, and
Nice.
then we go. So as we said, we have 4 massive hours coming up, like for a client we're working for now.
Yeah.
So he's already pre-booked us in. Listen, we have this 4 project that's coming up. Send us the drawings. We have a next house which is this massive beast that's for next year as well. So we haven't given the price, but they've just booked us in and say, listen, we have this project coming up. It's your project. Just bear in mind, we're gonna give you a time within a period of time. So, and then we'll then give them a price. So that's the way I work. So my price, because adhesive goes up, material goes up, so I could never give a price beyond that. So what they do is just like pre-book you to say you have the job. It's just when the time comes, you work all right with them. And as I said, it's good because I have contractors that they know the way I work. We work as a team. They know that what they're getting is quality. So when they give that price to their clients, it's the iron part of what we're doing over here. So, the client know what they're gonna get, and that's it. So the price is no issue.
Yeah, nice. That makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense. Oh, thanks for
yeah,
sharing that with us.
yeah.
I think that's the way it should be done after, like you're saying, after 2-3 months, you can't really predict that. So that's smart.
No, 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 no. You have to give that, but you could take you could it's so it's not booked in. Say it's written down to say he's going to start at that date, but you know that these are clients that you work for, so you know how you're set. Like this year, we have you see to say some of the guys in my work with, they're so good. So we have this big project coming up. I haven't given a price yet. We're starting it in the next say 4 months, a month from now, sorry. And I haven't given a price yet, but we get on so well. Me and we speak to each other, like we become friends. We
Yeah.
talk to each other on the phone, like, what's up, me? Hey, when we gonna eat some chicken wings?
Yeah.
That's from Instagram.
Yeah.
This job, right, I've done, right, and is one of the best jobs, most stunning job you could find, right. Pretty much the guy named Alex is from the Daniel Group. He found me on Instagram from a detail I did in
Mhm.
one bathroom, and he said, "I want that detail for my client." He found me, and
Nice.
he sat there for months. Went to Jamaica, come back on holiday, come back, and I was like, "Oh, he's not serious." Rang me again. I was like, "Oh, he's serious," but it's a bit distance. It's in Cambridge. It's a bit. I was like, "He's not serious." And he ring me again. No, I wanted to do the job. Went there. We hit it off right away.
Nice.
That's like probably 2.5 years now, and we constantly work for each other. We have a laugh. If we have an event, he comes down, and I haven't even given a price for the job yet. When we get there, we just tell him this is what the job is, and he speak to the client. That's what you get. Like when
Yeah.
you were is like a friendship alongside business, but he takes care of me and I take care of him. And
Yeah.
we have a good working relationship that way. So we have a few guys like that we work where they'll even buy chicken wings on the job. Ken, your chicken wings are here for your lunch. We just get on really well, which is good.
Yeah.
So when you go to work, because we can make work hard, we
Mhm.
can make work easy, we can make it fun.
Yeah. I wanted
I
to
like the
talk to
fun.
you about that. You're always having fun and you're always so positive. How do you stay so positive? I mean, it sounds, you kind of just answered it, try to have fun on the job and enjoy
It's
life every day.
they love when I'm on site.
Yeah.
My builders, they love when me on site because I always like joking around with someone, or so they love it. Like they don't want me to leave.
Yeah. That's cool.
Like, no, please don't leave. We have a next place for you to tile. You want to tile the ceiling, something.
Yeah.
They don't want us to leave because they really enjoy being around us, because we could talk the whole day and just laugh, and people would think this guy's not getting anything done. And when they come, because for me, when you hear the word work, you think of hard. You always think that
Yeah.
work is
Yeah.
you think is the next meaning. Is the same meaning, work and hard. But I always say, why not make it fun?
Mm.
Instead of making it sound like work is hard, just why not make work fun? And that's my concept. Just make it fun. Try to have a bit of fun with it. Have a bit of laugh. And we don't take it serious. We take it serious in a certain sense, but we try to just have fun. If you hear we and the guys, we constantly just laughing, and we make joke with each other, and we, by the time you look, the day just go, and you look, and you're still working and having a bit of fun. When it's time to get serious, when it's something technical, there's no laughing. You just get that bit over, and then when it's done, it's nice. You start to run, so
And you
that's
can go
the
back
way
to
it go.
fun.
But
Yeah.
I believe in being happy,
Yeah.
being, yeah, that's what I believe in. And it just makes the work go a bit faster.
Yeah. We've got a question from Facebook. Do you do all your prep work too, or just the tile work? How does that work over there?
Okay, so prep work in England, in UK is different. So pretty much you can do, but because I work with contractors, so contractors will get their guys in, which will do most of the prep work. So I will guide them like where I want this to be done, because I just stick to the tiling. If I'm pricing a bathroom and I have to do that, then I'll do it. But most time I don't really get the opportunity to do it. So because most of the jobs that we have, the contractor will probably have their own guy that's doing it. So we will tell him what to do. We will make sure when it's finished, it's done correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So they probably do a bit, but we'll do a bit of tanking if needed, like getting it watertight.
Okay.
So they'll do the framework and all of that. So they get the carpenter. But I notice say in America, and other countries, they do everything themselves. But um, it, in general, if you look at, is a lot difference between America and say England, because most times I realize that guys them will probably do more like bathrooms and stuff. I don't know, unless they're doing like commercial projects. But over here, sometimes we do a lot more than that. So they will always try to get in their own carpenter to come in and do it. So, but we tend to do some more preps though. But I'd say probably 30% our job. We probably do our own prep. The rest would be done by others, and then we will make sure it's all correct before we. That's one of the most important things. It has to be right before we start our tiling.
Yeah. Yeah. But it sounds like
Yeah.
you have specialty trades that just do waterproofing and prep and stuff like that.
Yeah, we don't own waterproofing, but you still have that in England. So it's totally different. So you have carpenter, you have plumber. So most times, even if a guy take on a bathroom, he won't do all the job. You'll subcontract it to a carpenter or a plumber, and then he'll do the tiling. So it's not every time you get a tiler that does everything in the UK.
Mhm.
So because you're a specialist trade over here, which, as we said in America, you'll get one guy going, he does the rip out and he does everything. But
Mhm.
you rarely get that over here. You get it, there's a few guys, but not as much.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
as much.
All
Yeah.
right. What systems, shower systems, waterproofing systems are popular over there that you're using?
So the same Sluter, Sluter is very popular. Same the Curdy, the Fleet, yeah, the all that is still popular over here. There is what they call it over. They call it what already? They have in America they call it Red Guard,
Oh, red card. Yeah.
but they don't use that. We have better ones over here. So you have like water, it says same kind of water membrane. You just get it painted on.
Yeah.
That's quite good. It's
Yeah.
not, you don't peel it off like that. I don't want to go into that, but yeah. But these ones are better ones. So you have that one, liquid, and then you have the same type of weighty board, but you have loads of different one like Jacka board and loads of different one over here. That's the way I tend to try to get the clients to go. So instead of using liquid tanking, we tell them to use like the weighty board system or the curdy board from Sluter.
Yeah.
Drains, there's loads of different drains again. We try to get them to use Sluter drains. Because if you're using curdy board, it's just warranty your job better because you're using the same product to do the whole bathroom. So we try to do that. But again, some clients by the time we get to a job look, it's already at a stage where we don't have any influence in telling them what to do.
Mm.
So, but when there's a new bill, we can influence that. We could tell them what should use or what not to use. So, we that's what started to go mainly to new bill now. So at least I could have a bit more, a bit more to do on the project more than getting there and they've used the wrong boards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That makes sense. We've got a guy from Scotland asking you about BS standards. Are you doing that? Or he said in Scotland they're avoiding that, or I'm not
What's
sure.
that?
He said, do you waterproof shower areas as standard due to BS standard?
Yes, we have to know. So what he's asking is in Scotland now, always gonna know by there was actually the top guy was on the job I was on. So British standard, which I have don't understand. So you have British standard, which I don't know how it is over in America. So they will tell you they've changed the law, so you can't tile on to ply on a wall now, and they've also changed it. Every room has to be tanked, so that's what he was asking. So every room now has to be tanked.
Completely.
So yeah, we work to that at the moment because before it wasn't, and they changed it. Was it last year it came out? So every room now has to be tanked before you tile it. Some people still don't do it, but by law now you should.
Yeah.
So if the job failed and they realized it weren't tanked, you could get in trouble.
So what is tanked? Waterproof?
Yeah, the same thing, waterproof. Yeah, but we call it is a liquid membrane. We call it tanking. They just paint it on, so we call it tanking. But the same thing. It's a liquid one. Yeah,
So you can
Red Guard.
Yeah, we use a lot of Hydroban over here, and I mean Red Guard's in all the big box stores over here. So it's popular, but yeah. Do you use cementous waterproofing, and then actually, you know what? That let's get back into what we were talking about earlier with Instagram and building up, tiling brands and trying to attract the youth to this trade, because I it's interesting to hear, it's an issue for you. It's definitely an issue, for us. It's something I talk a lot about on the business podcast side of things. What are your thoughts on how we as a tile community at large can start to attract young people to this trade?
Okay, so the hardest thing, right? I could tell you this now. When I just started in England, in the UK, I started to work, and I used to have a company van from the company I used to work for, and I used to get like youths at least one every month, every 2 months, will come up to you and ask you if they want, if can I, you have any work?
Mm.
Can you come to, I want to do something, and I'll go on site. There's a couple of young kids on site. Now, I could tell you now, Luke, years and years, I haven't seen a kid come up to me and say, listen, I want to do some tiling. I see that you have a tile van. Can I come with you? I haven't seen that. Go on a job site now, guys my age or probably just a little bit younger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where the next generation of tilers is going to come from. And it's something that I think the government is not doing nothing about in the UK, and it's even going to be worse now because everything is going to be about COVID-19 now. So the next 2 years,
Yeah.
there's going to be no interest in youths getting into the trade.
Wow.
So I can tell you now, it's a lot of trades, not only tiling, a lot of trades. They're going to see a big nosedive. We're going to have to work until we're 80 to keep up, honestly, because there's no one coming through. And that's why we said if we can make tiling a brand, so we can actually get people to come on board and see what we're doing and try to encourage the younger kids to come in, then, sometimes you only need 10, 20, or 30, and that could be massive.
Mm-hmm.
Get 30, you turn them into Tyler. That could be massive. They could get a next couple of friends and they bring them in, and then it grow a next 100 Tylers down the line, and that can be massive
Yeah.
for the tiling industry, So it is. But the biggest problem that we have, and I said it, is when these youths come into it, they don't want to put the hard graft in right away. They want £150 a day. Don't know how to do anything. They don't have any tools. They have to pick them up.
Yeah.
So he's trying to get them to know that, you know what? My dad had to pay the guy that taught him the trade.
Really?
My dad had to pay the guy
Wow.
that taught him the trade.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me I need to give you. You should be paying me to get my knowledge.
Yeah.
Until we get back to that,
Yeah.
right? To let people understand, when you're passing on your knowledge to someone, they should be paying you for that. But so whatever they, so you and you're not charging them, and you're still paying them, and they're trying to dictate to you how much you need to pay them. And I think that's where it's wrong. And I think until we can address that and get the kids them to understand that, you know what, you're the one who's going to benefit in the long run if you take this thing serious. Look, Thailand is a brand. You can do whatever you want, until we start to drive that into them.
Yeah.
We're not going to get anywhere. I don't. Or is it on your side? Is it a lot of youths in the trade over there, or is it dying as well?
I think as a whole, it's dying, as a majority. Part of the problem is money, like you mentioned. It's easier to go to McDonald's or whatever, and get a job that pays better than the trades, a lot of the trades. And if they are inclined to work with their hands, a lot of what we're seeing is like they would rather go work for an electrician or maybe a plumber or
Okay.
some of these other trades that actually, maybe
Yeah.
have a different viewpoint. Like you said earlier, we've lost a lot of respect over the years, and people
100%.
view it differently. So we're getting some interesting comments from the Facebook group here. Someone said it comes from the top with attracting the talent. We need to inspire young people with the work that we do 100%. And that's exactly what, Ken is doing with Huds Tiling on Instagram. Somebody else said, after he said that, he said, this would be like one statement. And then the next one, because kids see the Instagram part and they just want to do Instagram instead of doing the actual work. What are your thoughts on that, Ken? I mean, people can make a living doing Instagram, I mean, have you had any problems with that?
Yeah, but the thing is, if you could do the Instagram, yes, but what would you be specializing? You just don't get up and do Instagram and make money. You have to specialize in something. Are you a comedian? What are your trade? What you gonna do? For me, I would never get anywhere on Instagram if I wasn't laying tiles or or making those videos with content. So what I'm saying is, you still have to go in there and put the work in. You know what we used to get, right? And a lot of tool manufacturer I work with, like, guys will ring up to them and saying, "Send me this, send me that,"
Yeah.
right? Just send me all that, and I'll make a post on my Instagram page. You look, they rarely post, they do nothing on the page, but it's just believe that because they're on it, they could try to reach out, and but it doesn't work like that. You have to put in the hard graft. You have to do posts. You have to put yourself out there. So you just don't walk in like, yeah, I'm gonna do Instagram like that. So that will never work, unless you have a talent. You have to have a certain form of talent to do it. So for us, as I said, we I've get DMs after DMs because we inspire kids. We inspire a lot of kids, or even bigger, not even kids only, our youths. We inspire a lot of guys that's in the trade. We've got tilers that left the trade and started back because they watch our video. So, Ken, I follow a lot of tiling and I watch your video. I want to get back into it.
Okay.
Imagine if we have loads more guys. There's guys doing it, which I love their page, and I think if we could do it as one unit, if it helps in America, if it helps in Canada, if it helps, wherever it helps,
Yeah.
because it's one word, or it's tile or tiling. It's one word.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where it is.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
You back butter, you notch, you put it on the wall. It's tiling. So wherever we can make a positive, wherever we could do a bit of positive, no matter where in the world, it helps,
Yeah.
So this is what I'm saying to guys, we have to try. As I say, if you love it, some people is in it just, as you said, just to go there, work, come in. But I think if you're on Instagram and your page is on social media, why not push it? Why not push it? It will benefit you too in the end. And just like the guys then will come on it and they will comment negative, but they don't post their work. And I'm thinking, but why are you on it then? I'm on Instagram to support. I almost like everyone work because that's why I follow you. I follow you to see what you're doing. And if I like what you're doing, I like it. And people watch you, they don't want to like what you do, or you don't want to do this. No, come off it then. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's in it to
I
show
agree.
love. I'm on it to show love.
Yeah.
That's why I follow you. I follow you to support you, and I'll always, that's why I do post guys on Saturday, like, always, because I just feel like there's so many good tilers on this platform.
Yeah.
Unbelievable tilers. So that's why every Saturday we do jobs of the week, because we want to showcase to let people know that, listen, look at these work. Beautiful. It's not only the guys then with 60,000, 50,000 followers. Guys with 1,000 followers are doing
500.
even better work.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no one is showing them. So what? I will show you, I'll show them, because when I was in the same position and people post, I felt good. So why not do the same,
I
And
agree, Ken. I love the, the fact that you highlight other people, other Instagrammers. And like you said, they don't have to be big names. And if anybody's wondering, like, how do you get started on Instagram or any other, social media platform, you can post your work, but certainly like once a week, like Ken's saying, and sometimes more than that, he's posting other people's work. Of course, you give them a shout out. You say, look at, you tag them, you repost, however you want to do that. You give them a shout out. And the fact of the matter is, you're building the community up from within. And social media is this beautiful thing. It can be so positive. It can be so
100%.
great, but it can also be so ugly. It can cause depression. And if you're scrolling and you're like, well, why not me? Why not me? And you're like, well, that guy is, he, whatever. And you're just thinking negative thoughts all the time instead of partaking in the conversation like we're having here. A lot of people partaking, spreading positive messages and, building us up. And I believe that is the future of how we attract the youth. You just said you have loads of youth texting you from all over the world, probably. Hey, you inspired me to get back in and work with my hands, get back in the trade. That's the way we do it. And yeah, it's going to take a while. This isn't going to take overnight. I mean, we got into this situation within decades of problems. It's a problematic trade. It's, the trades in general are problematic. School was pushed so heavily for so many years, and we didn't have anybody standing up. Well, guess what? We're freaking standing up ourselves. We're standing up now from within the trade, the tilers, the installers, and it takes a lot of work. It takes so much work. I wanted to ask you, like, how much time are you spending every day on your Instagram account? Are you scheduling posts out? What do you do?
Well, so pretty much, I'm a postaholic for one. I make a lot of content because we do a lot, and I always, as I said, the more you post, the more followers you get. It's based on that. That's what I believe. So I make a lot of content. So I said I like to be on it for. It's gonna sound like it's a lot, but scanning through, sometimes it will probably run in the background, but I'm on it for say 2 hours roughly a day, because so pretty much I'll make my post, but I always go through the day and see what the other guys have been up to. Always try to just like their work, look at it, if it looks really nice, I'll put a fire on it just to support them, and I just think it's important to do that. And I've ever done that, I've always tried to do that. So I'll probably do 2 posts a day, probably 3 posts a day, depending on how things talk, or I feel, or the biggest problem I have sometimes is replying, because sometimes my DM is it's just I can't keep up with my DMs. My direct message is like over the top. So sometimes, but I like to answer. So sometimes I try to go through as much as I can, but I just can't go through it. Every time I go through it, it just loads more, So, but I want to help. So a lot of DMs about who do you do this or who do you do that, and I always try to go through my DMs, because most time they're just helping someone, So
this brings about an interesting conversation, an interesting topic, right? Because here you are, a popular tile installer, tile guy on Instagram, a tiler with over 100,000 followers. You're inspiring the youth, but you're still earning your money with your hands. So you can't really devote 8 hours a day. I mean, you could, Ken, and I don't think I'm speaking out of turn here and telling you anything you don't know. You could stop tiling, only take on a job a month or whatever, and create a business from your Instagram account. I mean, you're already making connections with Stabila and different companies. You could actually stop tiling and do Instagram full time. You could do it you could do it, and it would be your own business. How you did it, nobody could tell you what to do, but you could do it to make loads of money. You could do it to be kind of like a superstar, or you could do it and do it full time to inspire and build up a community like you want to do, like you're already doing, but you can't do it when you're working full time in the trade. So it's almost like, you need support, and we all need support. Like I need support, you need support, and we need to support each other. But we also could, almost like use some people on the back end who are, helping us answer DMs and pointing people to the right direction. Because if you're getting 30, 40 DMs a day and you're trying to install tile and earn your living, like you just can't get to them all. It's impossible. I mean, it's kind of an interesting concept and an interesting dilemma, because do we get help on that end? What do we do? Do we, like, I chose to go into this full time because I got to a point in my life when I said, what is the bigger picture here? And I think every man goes through that when they're like, what is the bigger picture? Yeah, I have a small tiling business, and I saw the need to help tilers, and I saw the need to help them locally. And I thought, well, let me start locally. And like you, I actually started posting and reposting other local tilers pages, my competition. Because you guys are better than me. A lot of them were better installers and artists than me. And I said, well, if I can't get to the work, they can. And like, I would tell people, like, if you're in South County, like an hour away, hire this guy, call this guy.
That's good. Yeah.
And I would just do it like that. Even people who were 10 minutes from me. But then I got to this realization, was like, okay, I'm doing good and I'm a good person and running a good business and my clients like me, but I think I might be able to help more because I can use this platform to help others. And so that's when I decided, like, I'm going to try to go into this full time. And I'm not telling anybody what to do or anything, but it's a very interesting dilemma that I think some of us have to kind of cross that threshold at some point and say, well, what are we going to do? What are your thoughts on that, Ken?
Yeah, well, it's as I said, I really like that about what you're doing, and I've noticed because as I said, I speak to a lot of people, so I kind of get a lot of I get a lot of info,
Yeah,
like from other tilers, will say to me, tile money, and I know that you do a lot with other brands. Um, it's something that I think about sometimes, but because I I don't know, it's difficult because I really, really
yeah,
like 100% just totally love tiling. I
yeah,
love it. So for me, because I love it so much, it's difficult for me to not do it because I love it. And I think as much as I love doing the Instagram and all that, I still prefer doing my tiling. Like
that's
it's
cool.
nothing compares to it for me. So it's a no-brainer for me. So I'll still do my little part-time Instagramming. But I know the more I grow, the more I be able to do much more because a lot of big brands have been reaching out to me for to do a lot of things, massive things, and I have a lot of things in the pipeline.
Cool.
But I have to find my time. I have to find time for my tiling.
Yeah.
But still, yeah, as you said, which I love about what you just said is even guys 10 minutes around and nearby, you're still giving, trying to pass it on. That's the route I'm trying to go now. I'm trying to build a network so I could, if I can't do the job, I try to get other guys. But I just want to make sure these guys will, because sometimes it's not about even doing the job; it's about being reliable. Because that's one of the most important things as well in business, being reliable, because what you don't want to do is recommend someone that is going to start it and a 5-day job turn into 2 months because they're doing a job at evening time, or so these are the important things you hey James, you have to try and work, because you, it's your name. If you recommend someone, it's still your name. You
Yeah.
see what I mean? So you have to make sure that person is going to be reliable and do a good job at the same
Yeah.
time.
That's true.
So yeah, but I still, I want to be honest, what I want to do and what I'm going to do, I'm going to start to get guys to come in with me as well. So it's not about vetting because these guys are, really good talents, some of them, but, just to figure out that, can I trust this person, and I think that's what I'm going to start doing. You're going to see me start doing a lot of collabs
Mhm.
because I want to start to share what I'm getting from Instagram with the other guys. Them, oh, I have this big house, I can't do it. Can you go and do it? I could speak to the client. Trust me, ease the buttocks. Let him get the job.
Yeah.
So, but I feel scared to just do it without knowing now, how does he work, and stuff like that. Because sometimes it's not everything that you see on Instagram
Right.
is that. And I my the biggest one of the biggest guy in the same thing, but going back to it in British standard, the biggest guy, we had a lot of problem on a job, and he came out and he gave our tiling a thorough test, absolutely went in on it, and it passed with flying colors. So that's the top guy
Nice.
in the UK looking at your work
Yeah.
and passing your work and say your work is so a lot. My work, you see what my work has gone through it. So a lot of people will come and say negative thing on your page, but I know where my work has been. I've done Westminster Abbey, I've told the church that, and I met Prince Philip through my work.
Right.
My work has stood the test of times. I've been through it already. So when people come and say negative things to me, it will never affect me because I know that my work has been tested by the best in the UK, the they pay this guy thousands just to come out to look at your work, right? To make sure there was loads of politics going on, and it passed. So for me, there's no better feelings, Luke. No better feelings, you know.
Yeah, the
So
Bible says something. Work as to the Lord, and you'll be,
yeah,
working in front of kings. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
misquoted a little
100%.
bit, rough quote there,
Yeah.
but it sounds like you're on your way, Ken. It sounds like you're on your way. That's incredible.
Yeah, I love, what, I love what I do. I love some of the guys on Instagram. They make my day sometimes. They just come up with funny things and we have a laugh. And you know what? I love, there's only a hard few that, but for most part, 85% of the guys,
Mhm.
it's just all love, man. I just love them, honestly. I love what they do. I love that they want to make tiling better, and you
Yep.
could see that they improve. They try. Some guys, I've seen them on Instagram, and you could see they grow. The content has grown. Is improved, and I tell them because I love it, and I think that, as we said, Thailand can be in such a better place if we come together.
Yep.
Look, my batteries are probably going to die as well.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Is it? All right. All right. Well, yeah, we've been going on, an hour and 15 minutes here. So I appreciate your time, Ken. And
No, it's just my.
are you good? Your battery's okay?
No, it's. I want to try if I could charge it, but if it doesn't, I want to see if I could charge it. But I'm gonna have to take the mic out.
Okay.
But if it cut off, I really, really, appreciate you having me on. And this is part one. We could do a next one if the battery dies anytime you're ready,
Very cool.
because I could talk tires for 5 hours.
Well, I love it, man. I love it. Your passion, shows through, and it's true.
Yeah. And I have someone else that is about tiling, and everything is about tiling. I find you as one of my tile brothers. So for me, it's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure. I love what you're doing, and you letting people know that, though, value yourself, value what you do. And it's there's nothing more important. If you don't value yourself, it does not make any sense.
Yeah.
Might as well just quit. So if you can value yourself, value what you do,
Yeah.
and you get paid for that, then and it's something that you love as well, it's no bigger bonus. So it's no better word.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I think we.
so I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, what were you saying?
I think we do need to have a second round here and kind of, unbox a little bit more on what you talk about when you talk about some of the things. I know you probably can't reveal everything, but some of your ideas for the future, with, apprenticeship programs and different ways we can attract the youth and different things we can do to unify the trade worldwide. I think you're onto something, and I think this conversation deserves, deserves more time. Here Eastman Tile says greetings from Canada.
Yeah, no problem. I tell you what, we'll set a next one same time next week.
Okay,
If you have the time. Yeah,
I'm
same
game.
time next week. We promote it, and then I'll make sure my phone is fully charged. I was running a time lapse today, so I left work a bit late.
Yeah.
And then when my time lapse, I was charging it in the van, got here, and it was 50%, and I was like, oh man. Because I'm using the mic to plug it in, but I could just plug the computer in. But anyways, we could do I really enjoy this, and so we could do a nice one, bigger, better one, a bit on next week, same time.
That sounds good.
Non issue.
I'm game, and we'll get some questions from the audience from Instagram and Facebook, and we'll continue the conversation, Ken. I truly appreciate your time and your willingness to do this with me. Thank you.
No, 100%. What I'll do is anything that you have, we'll all get it posted and get it running on my store for the whole week to let people tune into it. I'll probably see if I could use something else on next device and probably go live as well on my feed.
Yeah.
So they could watch it live on my feed as well. So we set up something really, really nice so people need to hear this, people really need to hear this. I think it will help a lot of people as well. So if we can put it out there to as much people as possible, then it's all beneficial for Thailand and what we're doing,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. All right,
All
Ken.
right, and
Have a good evening. Appreciate you.
you too, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
And go back to your chicken wings, eh?
I'm gonna get those
You gonna
chicken
go back
wings
to
on
your
the
chicken
grill. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'll post it up on
All
Instagram.
right, man.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, man. I'll watch it. Yeah, make sure you put it over your story. Yeah.
For sure. Absolutely. All right, Ken. Good night.
All right, Luke. All right, and speak. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks. Right. Yeah. Good night. Bye.